All right, you money-hungry motherfuckers, welcome to the deep dive.
Hell yeah.
Today we're going to rip apart this whole entrepreneurship bullshit, no sugarcoating, just the raw fucking truth about building empires from scratch.
You know, it's not just about starting a business.
Oh, really? Then what the hell is it, wise guy?
It's about spotting those opportunities, the ones that everyone else misses.
Like some secret underground market shit.
Kind of. It's about seeing a gap, a need, something that people are craving and having the balls to fill it.
So it's like you see a bunch of idiots lining up for some overpriced crap.
You could say that.
And you're like, fuck this, I can make a better version and sell it for twice the price.
It's more about providing value, meeting a need, and, well, yeah, making a profit.
All right, so you're telling me it's not all about exploiting the sheep.
There's always an element of that, but it's also about innovation, about bringing something new to the table.
Okay, I'm kind of getting it. So let's talk about the OG hustlers, the guys who paved the way for all this entrepreneur shit. Where the hell did this all begin?
We got to go back, way back to the 18th century with Richard Cantillon. This dude was a visionary.
Like a fucking time traveler.
Not quite, but he saw entrepreneurs as risk takers.
The guys who were willing to gamble on themselves and their crazy-ass ideas, even when everyone else thought they were nuts.
Exactly. They were the ones who went against the grain, the pioneers who blazed a trail for others to follow.
So they were like the cowboys of the business world.
Yeah.
Riding into uncharted territory, guns blazing.
Yeah, something like that. Then we've got Jean-Baptiste Say, another OG, who saw entrepreneurs as, economic champions, the engines driving progress and growth.
The dudes who make shit happen.
Right. They're the ones who create jobs, who push the economy forward, who make the world a better place through profit, of course.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. Making money and changing the world sounds pretty badass.
And we can't forget about Joseph Schumpeter, a total legend in economics. This guy was all about creative destruction.
Creative destruction. Sounds kind of intense.
It is. He saw entrepreneurs as disruptors, tearing down the old to make way for the new.
Like a demolition crew, but with better suits.
Yeah. Think of it like this. They break the mold, they challenge the status quo, they shake things up.
Sounds kind of dangerous.
It can be, but it's how progress happens. Without disruption, we'd still be riding horses and sending messages by carrier pigeon.
All right, so these historical heavyweights laid the groundwork for what we know as entrepreneurship today. But are all entrepreneurs created equal?
Hell no. They're not some cookie-cutter robot spitting out the same ideas. There are different breeds of entrepreneurs, each with their own quirks and motivations.
So what, like a zoo of entrepreneurs?
Yeah.
You got your lions, your tigers, and your accountants.
Something like that.
Yeah.
First up, we've got the cultural entrepreneurs, the creative masterminds behind the music, the movies, the media. They're shaping our culture, man.
The Spielbergs, the Jay-Z's.
You got it. Then you've got your ethnic entrepreneurs. These are the folks who overcome incredible barriers, prejudice, discrimination, to build their empires.
Damn, talk about defying the odds. They're like the superheroes of the business world, fighting against all odds.
They see opportunity where others see obstacles. Think about the Jewish merchants who turned fish and chips into a cultural phenomenon in the UK. They saw a need and filled it and built a legacy in the process.
That's wild, turning fried food into an empire. Respect.
Then there are the social entrepreneurs, the ones who are using business to tackle the world's problems. Poverty, inequality, all that heavy shit.
So they're like the bleeding hearts of the business world, using their profits to save the world.
Yeah, they're the ones who believe that you can do well by doing good, using their business savvy to make a positive impact.
Okay, I can dig it. Creatives, barrier breakers, do-gooders. It's a pretty diverse bunch, I gotta admit. But what about the common thread? What the hell makes these crazy bastards tick?
It's not so much about personality type, it's more about a certain mindset, a way of looking at the world.
All right, let's get inside the mind of an entrepreneur. What makes these fuckers different?
One thing is their willingness to take risks. They're not afraid of the unknown.
Are they like adrenaline junkies, but instead of jumping out of planes, they're launching startups?
Pretty much. They embrace uncertainty, they thrive on it.
So it's not just blindly leaping into the void, there's some strategy involved.
Of course. They calculate risks, weigh potential rewards against the downsides, but they're not afraid to bet on themselves.
Okay, I'm starting to understand the appeal. But let's be real, we always hear about these young, hotshot entrepreneurs. Is that the real deal?
It's a misconception. The average age of successful founders is actually 45, not some 20-something tech bro fresh out of college.
So you're saying experience actually matters?
Absolutely. Years of accumulated knowledge, connections, understanding how the market really works, that's what gives you an edge.
So it's not just about youthful energy and naivety.
Nope, it's about wisdom, experience, and having seen some shit.
Okay, I can respect that. But what about the practical side? How do these entrepreneurs get their ideas off the ground? Let's talk about the money, baby.
Resources and funding, that's the fuel that keeps the engine running.
We all know the cliche. The entrepreneurs starting out in their garage, living on ramen noodles and dreams.
The classic bootstrapping approach, funding your vision with sweat equity and pure willpower.
Got to respect the hustle. But what happens when they need more cash than they can squeeze out of their couch cushions?
That's when they start looking for outside investment, and there are a few paths they can take.
Okay, let's break it down. What are their options?
One option is angel investors. These are wealthy individuals who provide capital for startups in exchange for a piece of the pie, equity.
So they're like the fairy godmothers of the startup world.
Haha, yeah. They sprinkle money and guidance on promising ventures, hoping to get a big return on their investment.
And maybe a little bit of glory, right?
Who doesn't love a little glory?
All right, so angel investors are one option. What about the big boys, the venture capitalists?
The VCs. These are the firms with deep pockets, looking to invest in high-growth companies that can really shake things up.
So they're the ones who can really fuel a company's expansion.
Exactly. They're betting on companies that have the potential to become industry leaders, the next Google or Amazon.
But they're not exactly known for their patience, are they? They want to see those returns, and they want them fast.
That's true. VCs are playing a different game. They're looking for a big exit, either through an IPO or an acquisition.
So it's a high-stakes game, and entrepreneurs need to be prepared to give up some control in exchange for that cash infusion.
Absolutely. Taking on VC funding is a big decision, and it's not for the faint of heart.
So it's not just about blindly accepting the first offer that comes along. You got to find the right fit, an investor who aligns with your vision and goals.
Exactly. It's like a marriage. You need to choose your partner wisely.
Okay, funding is crucial. But what else determines whether an entrepreneur sinks or swims? What separates the winners from the wannabes?
There's no magic bullet, but there are some key ingredients for success.
So what's the secret sauce?
Well, having the right team is crucial. You need a diverse group of people with complementary skills and experience.
So it's not just about finding a bunch of geniuses.
It's about building a team that works well together, that shares a common vision, and can execute that vision effectively.
So it's like assembling a team of superheroes, each with their own unique powers.
Exactly. You need your strategists, your creatives, your number crunchers, the whole shebang.
Got it. What else?
Understanding your market is key. You need to find a need that's not being met, an underserved niche, or maybe even create a whole new market altogether.
Right. If nobody wants what you're selling, you're screwed.
Exactly. You got to do your research, understand your target audience, figure out what they're craving, and give it to them.
Makes sense. So passion isn't enough. You got to validate that passion with some cold, hard data.
Absolutely. And finally, you need solid strategies for growth and, let's be real, survival. The business world is a goddamn jungle, and only the most adaptable survive.
So it's not just about launching a product and hoping for the best. You need a plan, a roadmap for navigating the challenges and staying ahead of the curve.
Right. It's about constantly adapting, learning from your mistakes, and being willing to pivot when necessary.
Sounds exhausting. So entrepreneurship is more like a roller coaster than a straight line.
You got it. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns, moments of exhilaration, and moments of sheer terror.
But that's all part of the fun, right? The thrill of the ride.
For some, absolutely. But it's definitely not for everyone. Entrepreneurship takes a certain level of risk tolerance, resilience, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
Damn right. All right. We've covered a lot of ground. The mindset, the funding, the keys to success. But there's a darker side to this entrepreneurial game, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are some shady motherfuckers out there. Folks who are motivated by greed, power, and a willingness to exploit others for their own gain.
So you're saying there are wolves in sheep's clothing, entrepreneurial con artists.
Unfortunately, yes. And their actions can have devastating consequences, whether it's through financial scams, environmental damage, or worker exploitation.
Damn, that's a sobering thought. It's like any field. There's good and bad.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that entrepreneurship isn't a free pass to behave unethically.
Right. With great power comes great responsibility.
Hmm.
It's up to each entrepreneur to decide what kind of impact they want to make on the world.
Absolutely. And as consumers, we have a responsibility to support businesses that align with our values and hold accountable those that don't.
Preach it. All right, folks, that's it for part one of our deep dive into the world of entrepreneurship. We've explored the highs and lows, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
It's been a hell of a ride so far. So last time we dove headfirst into this entrepreneurial shitstorm, talking about the different types of hustlers, the funding roller coaster, and the dark underbelly of it all.
Yeah, it was a wild fucking ride. But today, we're going to zoom out a bit and look at this entrepreneurial energy on a global scale. Because it's not just a Silicon Valley thing anymore, right?
Right. Hell no. Entrepreneurship is a global epidemic. From bustling cities to remote villages, people are hustling, innovating, and building their empires.
So what are we looking at today? The global entrepreneur game. What the hell does that even mean?
It means understanding that what works in one culture might be a total flop in another.
Like trying to sell ice to Eskimos. Or, I don't know, vegan burgers in Texas.
Yeah, something like that. Cultural norms and values play a huge role in shaping how entrepreneurs operate.
So you're saying there's no one-size-fits-all approach to this entrepreneurial bullshit?
Damn right. For example, risk-taking is highly valued in some cultures, while in others, it's seen as reckless and irresponsible.
So like in the U.S., if you bet the farm on some crazy idea and it pays off, you're a hero.
Exactly. But in more risk-averse cultures, that same move could be seen as foolish and reckless.
Interesting. So what else is different across cultures?
Social capital is another big one. In some cultures, strong personal relationships are essential for doing business. You gotta wine and dine, build trust over time.
It's all about who you know, right?
Yep.
Connections are everything.
Precisely. While in other cultures, it's more transactional, more about formal contracts and legal frameworks. You sign on the dotted line, and you're good to go.
So it's like navigating a minefield of cultural differences. One wrong step and you blow yourself up.
Pretty much. That's why it's so crucial for entrepreneurs to be culturally sensitive and adaptable. You gotta understand the local context, the unspoken rules, and the expectations.
So global entrepreneurship is basically a giant chaotic game of cultural twister.
You could say that, and that's where strong leadership comes in. Successful entrepreneurs in today's world need to be able to bridge cultural divides, build diverse teams, and navigate a global marketplace.
It's not just about having a killer idea anymore. It's about having the cultural IQ to execute that idea on a global stage.
Exactly. That's why we're seeing a growing emphasis on cross-cultural training and global leadership development. Entrepreneurs need the skills to lead in a diverse and interconnected world.
Makes sense. Because in this day and age, it's not enough to be a lone wolf. You got to be a pack leader, guiding a diverse group of wolves towards a common goal.
Absolutely. And that's what makes this field so damn exciting. It's a melting pot of ideas, perspectives, and cultures all working together to create something new and innovative.
So it's like a giant, chaotic, beautiful mess.
You got it. But it's a mess with a purpose. It's about breaking down barriers, connecting people, and using entrepreneurial energy to solve problems on a global scale.
Sounds pretty damn inspiring, I gotta admit. But let's get real for a second. Is all this globalization a good thing? Or are we just screwing over the little guy, creating a world where the rich get richer and everyone else gets left behind?
That's the million-dollar question, and there's no easy answer. It's a topic that's hotly debated in academic circles and beyond.
Hit me with the different sides of the argument. Lay it on me.
On one hand, there's the argument that globalization leads to greater economic growth, job creation, and technological innovation. It's a rising tide that lifts all boats, you know?
So everyone wins. Sounds a bit too good to be true, doesn't it?
Well, the critics argue that it's not that simple. They say that globalization often leads to exploitation, inequality, and the erosion of local cultures.
So it's more like a game of Monopoly, where a few players end up with all the properties and everyone else goes bankrupt.
It can feel that way sometimes. Critics argue that multinational corporations and wealthy elites benefit the most from globalization, where workers, small businesses, and developing countries often get the short end of the stick. They point to sweatshops, environmental damage, and the loss of local jobs.
Yeah, so it's like a double-edged sword. It has the potential for good, but it can also fuck things up royally.
Exactly. And it's important to acknowledge both sides of the argument, to be aware of the potential benefits and the potential risks of globalization.
So it's not a black and white issue. There are shades of gray.
Lots of shades of gray. And it's something that entrepreneurs need to consider carefully as they navigate this global marketplace. They have a responsibility to consider the impact of their decisions on workers, communities, and the environment.
Makes sense. It's not just about making a buck, it's about making a difference, for better or worse.
Exactly. And as consumers, we also have a responsibility to be aware of where our products are coming from and the impact our purchasing decisions have on the global economy.
Yeah, that's a lot to chew on. So we've talked about global entrepreneurship, the cultural challenges, the need for strong leadership, and the complex implications of globalization. What else is there to uncover in this crazy world of entrepreneurship?
Well, next time, we're going to dive into how technology is shaping the entrepreneurial landscape and creating a whole new set of opportunities and challenges.
Sounds like a wild ride. All right, folks, that wraps up part 2 of our deep dive into the world of entrepreneurship. Tune in next time for more mind-blowing insights, and remember,
Buckle up, Buttercups, because we're diving into the final frontier of entrepreneurship, the mind-blowing world of tech.
yeah, tech's moving faster than a cokehead at a rave.
Yeah.
How the hell are entrepreneurs supposed to keep up, let alone actually make some goddamn money in this chaos?
It's a wild ride, no doubt. But for the savvy entrepreneur, tech's a gold mine, a fucking cheat code to success.
All right, let's break this down. What are the big tech trends shaking up the entrepreneurial landscape?
AI, man. Artificial intelligence, it's changing everything from marketing and customer service to product development and logistics.
AI, huh? That sounds like some sci-fi bullshit. Give me some real-world examples. How are entrepreneurs actually using this shit?
Think chatbots. They're everywhere these days, providing instant customer support, personalized recommendations, all that jazz.
So instead of hiring a bunch of annoying customer service reps, you could just have robots do it.
Basically, it's all about efficiency and scalability. AI lets entrepreneurs do more with less, freeing up time and resources to focus on other aspects of their business.
All right, because time is money, especially when you're hustling 24/7. So what else is AI good for in the entrepreneurial world?
Data analytics is huge. AI is crunching massive amounts of data, giving entrepreneurs insights into customer behavior, market trends, competitor strategies. It's like having a crystal ball, man.
Can it only next week's lottery numbers?
Not quite. But it can give you a serious competitive edge. You can use data to make smarter decisions, develop better products, launch more effective marketing campaigns.
All right, AI is a game changer. What other tech trends should entrepreneurs be paying attention to?
The cloud, man. It's on-demand access to all the computing power, storage, and software you could ever need, all delivered over the internet.
So instead of buying expensive servers and software, entrepreneurs can just rent what they need from the cloud, like Netflix for business tools.
Exactly. The cloud makes it easier and more affordable to start and scale a business.
That's pretty damn convenient. What about social media? Every entrepreneur and their dog has a Facebook page, an Instagram account, and a TikTok these days. How do you stand out from the noise?
You got to create compelling content that actually engages people, build a community, and don't forget about social media advertising.
So it's not just about posting selfies and cat videos.
Ha ha ha, no. You got to treat it like a business, have a strategy, track your results.
All right, so AI, the cloud, and social media are changing the game. What's next? What's the next big thing on the horizon?
Blockchain technology. It's the tech behind cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, but it has applications far beyond just digital money.
Blockchain. That sounds like something out of the Matrix.
It kind of is. Basically, blockchain is a decentralized and secure way to record transactions. Think of it like a digital ledger that everyone can see and trust. It's perfect for supply chain management, digital identity, all sorts of things.
So how are entrepreneurs using this blockchain magic?
They're creating more transparent supply chains, building secure platforms for digital identity and data storage, and even launching new ways to raise capital.
Damn, that's some futuristic shit right there.
Or
So blockchain's like the wild card, the tech with the potential to really blow everything up.
exactly. It's still early, but blockchain could change everything.
All right, folks, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of the tech trends shaping the entrepreneurial world. AI, the cloud, social media, and the mind-bending potential of blockchain.
It's a lot to take in, I know. But one thing's for sure, tech is evolving faster than ever, and entrepreneurs who can adapt and innovate will be the ones who come out on top.
Adapt or die.
Pretty much.
All right, you glorious bastards, that wraps up our deep dive into the wild, wacky, and often ruthless world of entrepreneurship. We've explored the mindset, the strategies, the global landscape, and the technological forces shaping the future of this game.
It's been a hell of a ride.
Remember, entrepreneurship's not just about building a business, it's about making a fucking dent in the universe. So go out there, shake things up, and never stop hustling. Until next time, Stay curious, you magnificent bastards.